In this video, we're going to be going through the point of impact report. Now, the point of impact feature in HitTrax is a data point for timing. So it's a visual in real time of exactly where the player is making contact with the ball in relation to home plate within a matter of inches. So in real time in a session, we're able to tell you exactly where the player is making contact with the ball, trajectory of the ball in, and trajectory of the ball off the bat. In the reporting components of point of impact, we will then give you a scatter plot of all balls put in play in that particular session and where that player's power zones are. So in diving into that, we're going to take a look at Abby Ramirez, who is a professional softball player for and competed in the Athletes Unlimited League. We're going to go ahead and sort here based on her most number of at-bats. It's actually something pretty cool. We're going to be able to show you a particular work day where you're going to see she was working in and out. So to get to point of impact report, you're going to go users session review. That's going to give you here. That's going to deliver you to this page here. Now you can filter at the top. We're going to go to her most number of sessions, and we're going to look at, click on the clipboard to bring us into this session of that particular training day. So I'm going to come down here now to point of impact. And like I mentioned, on this particular day, you can see that she was working in and she was working out. So to show you exactly what we're talking about here, let's pull up one of these videos. And this is the hardest ball that she put in play in this particular session. So point of impact, which you see here to the left, Abby made contact with the ball about a little further out, maybe 14 inches out in front of home plate. So what this report is telling you, again, is exactly where she made contact with that ball. On this next swing, you can see a little bit better. Green is the trail of the ball in, blue is the trail of the ball off the bat, and then that where those two lines intersect is exactly where she made contact with that ball in relation to the plate. So this ball about 12 inches out in front. Now, what you're looking at in this report is incredibly powerful when it comes to engaging in a conversation about timing, which often for athletes can feel really subjective. So now that you have a data point for timing, you're also able to isolate down either based on the strike zone. So let's say I just want to look at balls of outside pitches that Abby put in play. And then I want to see where she put those on the field. And then I want to see where her hardest hit balls were for that particular section. So when Abby barreled to her ability, she was about 12 to 18 inches out in front of home plate, and she was actually driving that more middle and right center gap than opposite field. Now, if you actually turn on where her least hard hit balls were, right, you're going to see they were kind of more her sprays either rolled over here to the right side or too late and just spraying it to left field. So in a pitch or a strike zone breakdown, an opportunity to show athletes where they're doing their most damage in particular parts of the strike zone, you can filter this down. Or you can look at this report as a whole. And to the right here, you're going to have average velocity, average exit velocity for each 6-inch increment of plate coverage. And what this is going to tell you is two things. It can tell you a lot about swing plane. Does a player have an ability to barrel across different parts of the strike zone? And it's going to tell you a lot about adjustability. Even when they're not perfectly on time, can they still find a way to square it up? So that's what this report is giving you here. Now, everything else on this report is just different ways of looking at this data. So if you wanted to give the athlete a visual and look at this from a side perspective, so now you're getting depth versus the above view where you're getting a top down. You can also toggle over to results, right? So instead of looking at exit velocity, maybe I just want to know where Abby is putting the ball on the field and where she's making contact when she's getting her singles and her doubles. And so again, using this report for athletes to dial in their particular power zones and help them understand where they're best going to execute cannot be understated for any age level athlete to be able to leverage this report and help them be on time.